What up? What's up? It's Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing awesome today. I'll confess, Wednesday is a busy day for me, but it's good. Glad to be with you guys today. Sorry, I'm still flipping to find our passage, but hope you guys are doing awesome. If you're watching, definitely say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know what you're thankful for. So today, I am thankful just honestly for sunshine. Yesterday was sort of a cloudy, dreary day. I didn't have a great day yesterday, and so really thankful for sunshine today and just the joy and the smiles and everything that brings. So let me know what you were thankful for today, and that way we can share those together and rejoice together and be encouraged. So definitely leave a comment about that. All right, let me know what you're thankful for today. So let's see. I think I got a couple coming in actually. Eric is thankful for sleep. Amen. Amen. I'm guessing Alec will check in a second. But, all right, quarter team games. So last time on May the 4th, we talked about Star Wars, the original movie, and what date it came out. So the correct answer was May 25th. I wasn't so much worried about the year. Some of you guys threw in a year. That's fine. Crazy odds. Luke actually had it on the dot. I have no idea how, but he had the correct answer. So he gets one more quarter added to his tally. And we're going to stick with the same thing today. So that original Star Wars movie question for you today is, what was its budget? What was the budget that they had to spend to create that movie? It was in 1977. I'll give you a clue. The number is in the millions. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't look it up. Only guesses. Let me know how much you think it cost to make the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope, in 1977. All right? Let me know. One quarter on the line. All right, let's see. Alec checking in. He's thankful for warmth. Amen. I like that. The others, you're watching, check in on the chat. Let me know what you're thankful for today. All right, so new series starting today, Psalm chapter 1. I love this chapter. It's short, but there is a lot of really, really great stuff in it. Honestly, we'll see as we work through it. It kind of reminds me of Proverbs, which may be part of why I love it so much. The language that's used is a lot like what we see in Proverbs. Blessed and the wicked and the righteous, and there's just a lot of wisdom in it, but it's written in like a poetic and song kind of way, which is really cool. So lots to learn there. So we'll take a verse a day. I'd encourage you guys just, maybe daily or at least a couple of times a week, read the whole thing. It's only 6 verses, but then we'll tackle a verse a day. All right, so we're going to be in verse 1 today. So I'll read. It says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers." Okay, so let's just break that one down. Okay, so first of all, the very first phrase, blessed is the man or the person. Okay, this is anybody. But let's talk about that word blessed. Okay, some people will tell you that word means happy. That's part of it. Okay. But that does not tell the whole story. So to just say, this just means happy is the man. No, that's not the full story. And I think that's part of our culture that's overvalues how much happiness should mean to us. And that's, for a lot of people, that's all that matters. What God's blessings is much greater and has a much bigger scope than just my happiness. And so let's remember that this is a word that talks about the favor of God, that listen, God is on your side and he will pour out his blessings on you in rich ways that you can't even imagine. And so that person that is blessed by God, has the favor of God, the rest of this chapter is going to tell us this is what this person is like. Okay. The blessed by God person, this is what their life looks like. And so that's what we're going to see throughout this chapter. So we'll see a little bit of it here in verse 1. Who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. If we just look at the verbs there, we see something kind of interesting. Okay, look back at it. Who walks not, who sits. Nope, I'm doing it wrong. Who walks not, who stands, who sits. Walks, stands, sits. There's a progression happening there. Okay, which I think reflects. Look, when we start making some poor choices and are giving into temptation and giving in sin, it's not something that just sort of stays right there. It gets deeper and deeper and worse as we go. That's just how it works. Okay. You may have heard this phrase before, this kind of a quote. It says, sin will take you farther than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, and cost you more than you want to pay. A lot of times temptation comes with this idea of Satan will throw out these lines to us like, oh, just this once, or I'm just one more time to get it out of my system, or something like that. Doesn't work that way. And this verse tells us that, okay, that it's a progression, that once we're in it, it's hard to get out of it, and it gets harder and harder. So we need to make sure that we're doing what we can to not get into it and not fall deeper and deeper into it. It's a little bit like that spiritual inertia thing that we've talked about recently, where once you're in it, it's harder to get out of it. But if we're making good decisions, then it's easier to sort of stay on the right track. So let's make sure we're doing what we can to do that. But I also want to look at the end of each of those phrases, okay? Who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. So we've got wicked, sinners, scoffers. I think largely these are synonyms. I don't think there's a major difference from one to the other, but it brings the question, wicked, sinners, scoffers. The questions to us, who are you spending time with? Who are you listening to? That's what the psalmist is talking about here, is when we're away from God and we're caught in sin, often it's because we're walking or standing or sitting with those that we shouldn't. We need to make sure that we're intentionally spending time with people who are going to lead us closer to Christ and not further away. We put ourselves in dangerous situations by being with people we shouldn't, whether we know they're not doing things right or they're encouraging us to do things that are not right. We need to make sure that we're with people who are leading us closer to Christ and not intentionally spending lots and lots of time with those that don't. That doesn't mean we don't reach out to non-Christians. That doesn't mean we don't love others no matter what they're going through. But who are we intentionally choosing to spend time with? It needs to be those that are following Christ if we're going to be people that follow Christ. We'll dig into that a little bit more with verse 2 next time and sort of continue answering that question of who are you listening to. But let's sort of dwell on those thoughts for today about the people that we're spending our time with. So that's it for today. Next time we'll tackle verse 2. Encourage you to read the whole thing between now and then, kind of help us to get the big picture, and we'll dig into the little details of each verse as we go. So that'll be Friday. Verse 2, don't forget, for those who are in our youth group, our Zoom meeting tonight at 6:30, we'll be continuing James. We're almost done. Tonight we're going to do chapter 5, verses 7 through 12. So if you haven't read that yet, write that down, James 5, 7 through 12. Read that, and we'll get to hang out for a little bit tonight. I love you guys, and we will see you on Friday.